Prime Minister Christie's assertion that the gambling referendum set for December 3rd is really an opinion poll has sparked some very harsh criticism from the opposition. When MB12 asked what law the referendum would be held under next month, Mr. Christie said he is still awaiting a formal legal opinion, explaining that the law governing referendums does not apply here because the government is not seeking to change the Constitution. He said the government is simply taking an opinion poll to assess the public's views on web shops, but will still ensure that fairness prevails. While F&M leader Dr. Minnis says if it's really an opinion poll, Bahamian taxpayers should not have to pay for it.
The Prime Minister is basically trying to backtrack. The Prime Minister admitted that it's not a constitutional referendum. And he knows that without a constitutional referendum, and I'm sure he's seeking his legal opinions, if it's not a constitutional referendum, then the question he's asking, I'm sure he's asking all his lawyers and Attorney General office, how are we going to pay for this? Because he can't ask us to pay. At least he shouldn't ask us to pay. Why should we pay for an opinion poll? We pay for constitutional referendum.
Dr. Minnis also accused the Prime Minister of flip-flopping. Mr. Christie told reporters on numerous occasions that he was awaiting a report from UK consultants on how to proceed with the referendum. However, when asked by the opposition to release the report, he said yesterday that there was no report to release. Dr. Minnis is now demanding that the government arrange a meeting between the opposition and consultants.
We've asked for them to arrange a meeting so the opposition, the parliamentarians, we can meet with this group that presented this so-called 4 or 5 pages. We can ask our own questions. Because can we seriously believe the Prime Minister anymore when he told us that there's a report and now all of a sudden there's no report? We want to see it ourselves. We want to ask our own questions. And all the information that he has available to him, we want release.
The F&M leader also hit out at the government for holding the gambling referendum this year. Before the Prime Minister released the referendum date last week, Dr. Minnis appealed to him to give the Bahamian electorate more time to learn the facts about web shops so they can make an informed decision. Minnis told MB12 today he feels the Christie administration should be focusing on more important issues, not a referendum that's limited to the regulation of web shops.
You're making a quick decision for a referendum. But what happens to a quick decision for those poor farmers in Long Island and other family islands that have lost their farm products as a result of the hurricane that just passed? What happened to the individuals in Grand Bahama and other parts of Bahamas who has lost their homes, lost contents in their home as a result of flooding? Shouldn't decisions not be made quick for them as opposed to some special interest group? Now, the Prime Minister has to be serious. What happens to those middle-class individuals and lower individuals who cannot turn the lights off on because of the high expenses of PEC?
The F&M leader suggested that if the government take its time with the upcoming referendum, voters wouldn't be left with more questions than answers. Reporting for MB12, I'm Royston Jones.